We're going to talk about my favorite game studio again, boys. From Software, everybody's favorite publisher, the publisher of Armored Core, Cookies and Cream, and Dark Souls, and Demon Souls, Sekiro, and my favorite, Bloodborne. But anyway, I love covering, or at least seeing news about Miyazaki and the studio because holy crap, I am the target audience for everything this studio makes. So we're getting right into it here. Article came out last week, a little bit late to this one again, but a lot of people don't read these things, so we're going to cover it anyway. So even after Elden Ring exploded, Miyazaki says From Software doesn't make games for anyone. The motivation is that this is a game I want to see exist. Unfathomably based, by the way, unfathomably based. This man is still committed to the bit, the art. He loves the art. And you can tell just by the stuff that they put into their games, man. Like, this is just cool. Like, Ronnie just looks cool. Like, I still need to know more about this thing, like the shared eye thing here. I need to know more about this. Maybe I'm not well read enough on the lore. Maybe I need to go look some of that up. I need Vati. I need another video dog. Come on. Anyway, From Software president and longtime Souls series director Miyazaki says the studio doesn't make games to target a specific audience. In his case, he says he just makes the games he wants to see. The games that he wants to see he's the target audience. He is his own target audience, and I just happen to be one of those people like him, and so I'm just part of his target audience, okay? That's all there is to that. Miyazaki discusses his and From Software's team's design philosophy in an interview with IGN. We don't really have a set audience in mind at the start. It's very much showing that this is what I wanted to make. The motivation is that this is a game I want to see exist. Based. Like, I have this vision in my head for a thing that I want to see exist, and then bam, I make the thing. And he's lucky enough to be good enough at it. He's lucky and good enough at it to be successful. So then he's going to, the Duskbloods. He goes to talk about the Duskbloods. I'm kind of curious to hear more about this because I've seen some of the gameplay now and I'm still questioning it, but I'm going to give it a chance. I will. I was skeptical as heck about Night Rain. When I heard that Night Rain was co-op, I was super sad. Like, I was mega sad when I heard Elden Ring was co-op focused and online focused, but now I'm 600 hours in. So, Am I better at it now? Absolutely not. But I'm 600 hours in. I'm on depth 3 on the end game, by the way. So I need people to play that with. The Duskbloods comes at an unusual time for FromSoft. 2022's Elden Ring proved to be the studio's biggest commercial success. And I'm pretty sure it wasn't even close. Like, that game went mainstream. Like, FromSoft games have always been kind of niche, at least a little bit niche. And to many or most fans, its finest RPG, which is the type of game that many companies would want to make a sequel for, or at least a similar follow-up. But ever since, and for several years now, we haven't gotten even one of the single-player dark fantasy RPGs that the studio is known for today. Yeah, so because it's been 4 years almost now since Elden Ring, which is crazy, absolutely unfathomably crazy. I need to replay the game. I've played the DLC exactly once. Boy, I need to replay that game. 2023 saw Armored Core 6 Fires of Rubicon, the first in a decade. Yes, I waited so long for another Armored Core game, bro. You have no idea how happy this game made me. Per our Armored Core 6 review, the game was great, but it wasn't more Elden Ring, and it didn't scratch the same itch. I mean, it scratched the itch for me. I don't know what you're talking about. I have a hot take. I have a bit of a hot take. I think Armored Core 6 is slightly better than Elden. I think it is. Elden Ring is, I mean, they're very different kinds of games, so you have to put them in a different category. But in my opinion, bro, Armored Core 6, hearing Rusty call me his buddy never gets old. Ironically, neither did Elden Ring Night Rain, an experimental PvE battle royale of sorts forged from Elden Ring assets in a cave. Tony Stark built this in a cave. Miyazaki built this in a cave with a box of scraps. The Duskbloods is the studio's next game, and while it is a dark fantasy action RPG, it's a multiplayer first experience with a blend of PvP and PvE thanks to a Nintendo partnership. It's also FromSoftware's first exclusive game since Bloodborne, making it another outlier in about 13 years of otherwise consistent action hits. Yeah, so the Duskbloods is a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive. I wasn't gonna get a Switch 2, but then I found out there was a Splatoon looter shooter, so I got the Splatoon looter shooter, and I got the Switch 2, and because I was like, okay, fine. I might as well get this, and then the Duskbloods will come out, and I'll give it a chance, and I'll play it, because I'm a FromSoft fan, and I got it. I need to sell my Switch 1. It is what it is. Miyazaki says there was no grand design behind the brief multiplayer bubble, nor has the studio moved away from single-player games. At the end of the day, our motivation is always to just make a game that we want to play, something we've been wanting to make. This sounds like OG Bungie. Like, we make the whole we make games we want to play. I feel like they are one of the last studios doing this. I need more game studios that do this. This is what I want. This is what I want everybody to make. I want you to make the game you want to play, and if I happen to be the target audience, I will tag along. There was never really a big plan to do these two games, Night Rain and the Duskbloods, would both... Well, there wasn't a plan that these two games would both release next to each other. So he's quoting here. I mean, that's a different director, but both of these ideas just coincide with being multiplayer games. It's not necessarily some big reveal saying that this is the direction we plan on moving forward. We still have a heavy focus on single-player content as well. This is just something that happened to work out the way it did. So this is encouraging because, again, I'm not the biggest fan of multiplayer. I'm not the biggest fan of PvP games. Like they're fun, but like Night Rain is fun because it's co-op. I like co-op more. Co-op is really fun. Co-op games are fun, but the whole like multiplayer stuff, it's still kind of fatiguing. So, and then we got this nice screenshot of this guy from the Duskbloods. The director of Night Rain, Junya Ishizaki, joined by FromSoft producer Yasuhiro Itao. Boy, I can't read today. My apologies. Said as much to me in an interview last year. FromSoftware is dabbling in multiplayer, but its interest in single-player games hasn't waned. Thank the Lord. Thank God. There is still a company out here still making single-player games. However, Miyazaki says it is very fun to make a multiplayer game like this. It's not something we've done a lot, and we've looked forward to seeing players' reactions and getting the feedback. Separately, he explained the Duskblood leverages ideas that were brought up years ago, but didn't suit the ideas like in Dark Souls or Demon Souls. Similar comments come up in a separate chat with Inven Global, with Miyazaki affirming that FromSoftware hasn't suddenly lost interest in single-player games despite a small string of multiplayer releases. Our stance remains unchanged even now. We make the games we want to make. The timing of planning the Duskbloods and the timing of planning by Night Rain happened to overlap by chance, and Night Rain just happened to be released first, which seems to have led to this sort of misunderstanding. Yeah, okay. Yeah, are you going to make multiplayer? You've released 2 multiplayer games now. You're going to release your second multiplayer. Are you pivoting to multiplayer? No, thank goodness. The Duskbloods actually entered development before Night Rain, which reflects the quick and dirty development pipeline that Night Rain seems to have had. That's actually really funny. So, like, Night Rain's been out for a while now, and the Duskbloods has been in development longer. That's actually kind of crazy. So, yeah. There is still a company out here, ladies and gentlemen, making stuff that they want to see exist, and not the stuff necessarily that the microtransaction Sony people want to see exist. Everybody, like, we all thought that microtransactions and digital media would bring down the price of games. It hasn't. So I'm glad that there's just at least my favorite company is out here still making the stuff for me. I'm glad. Anyway, that is all I've got to cover right now for Miyazaki and FromSoftware. So get out of here and be good.